Hi everyone, Marion here. Welcome to my video today. I wanted to have a little chat with you about a blog that I wrote this week on mindfulness of emotions. So really how to embrace all of our emotions and, really bring more acceptance and more aliveness. I think, there's so many people these days that are afraid of emotions or who seek out only positive emotions. And I think all of our emotions are really important to feel and experience and get to know who we are through our emotions, because our emotions are really just like thoughts. They're data points that can really inform what we care about, what we value, and help us be more discerning and more reasoned in our approaches, despite the idea that, a lot of people say, logic and, cognition is, almost like this separate thing. Well, it's not actually true. The mind and the body are both interconnected. And not only that, they're interconnected with their environment, and our emotional body is really in touch with everything that's happening in our lives, in our inner lives and our story, and our outer lives and our relationship with nature and each other and community. So we're about to go down to the coast this weekend, and one of the things we do in winter that's a little bit of a ritual, my partner and I, is to go on what we call a winter swim. And it's absolutely freezing in Melbourne this week. I don't know if you're familiar with our climate down here, but we are having some kind of very polar winds blowing in, and it is really cold. And it's actually not too bad because I have been away and enjoyed a summer for a few weeks. But we are really trying to get used to the cold, and so one of the things that I really love to do in the winter is to really embrace the cold. And why I'm telling you this is because it is kind of like a practice, not only to embrace the physical feeling of cold, but it's also that discomfort and turning towards, what challenges us most. So it's not just a physical kind of triumph, it's actually an emotional one as well, and a mental one. So what we find is when we embrace the cold, we feel really good afterwards, and it just makes us more tolerable and more resilient in dealing with the difficulties that come up in life, as they inevitably do. So this idea of turning towards that discomfort is really what the mindfulness practice is all about. It's not about putting different experiences on a hierarchy and kind of aiming for one kind of experience. It's about embracing the whole experience of human life. And if we do this, we're not repressing certain experiences and elevating others, but we're actually moving away from that and just processing everything and allowing all experiences to be there. Because if we do repress and resist and avoid certain experiences, what happens is they develop into what we call complexes and make life so much more complex and difficult, and can lead to all sorts of challenges that are a lot harder to, I guess, remedy or to unpack and unravel. So we really want to just be naturally with our experience. So some of the ways that we can do that, and I've listed these in the blog, is to cultivate mindfulness attitudes in our practice and in our everyday life. Some of the attitudes that I think are really helpful for this sort of thing is acceptance, patience, non-striving. Because once you start striving for a better condition or you want to heal and you sort of want to be in that healing space in the present, you are then actually kind of saying a message to yourself, well, this is not okay right now. So non-striving is really about leaning back into what is here for you to experience in the present moment. And of course, compassion, bringing that sense of love and warmth and common humanity, connection to everything, that interconnection into being, into your heart. And also naming emotions can really help, really trying to discern between the emotions, because often they can be complex and you can have multiple emotions at the same time. But trying to label, this is what I'm feeling right now, can help. And the more we create that spaciousness around the emotion, we're then able to see what thoughts, what beliefs, what personal stories might be there, what cultural stories, family stories. We might be anxious about something to do with the future, and it might be that we're ruminating on something in the past, but we can start to really see what the story is there. And from there, we then might have that spaciousness to see how there is another part of us. There's this observer, this witness, and we're able to navigate a way to respond more wisely in our actual life and in our decision making and our choices that we have. And this spaciousness really allows for that insight to emerge. So I'm doing a mindfulness course in September, starting on the 2nd online, and we're really going to dive a little bit more deeply into this, as well as cultivate a really systematic practice throughout the 4 weeks, including a very body-based, looking at the mind and thoughts and beliefs and patterns, and then taking it out and looking at context as well, environment, nature, community, relationships. And it's really designed for leadership professionals, practitioners and educators, so people who are working with other people and want to have that skill of connection and holding the space for the difficulties that we can experience in our modern lives, with all of the challenges that we face. And I think it's really important to be able to hold that if you want to be someone who is working towards change and improving not just individual lives but the system. So thanks for tuning in, listening to my long talk this morning. Keep warm if you're in Melbourne. Take care wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.